You guys, welcome back and Happy New Year. And this is our mixed level class. It'll be aimed at sort of a moderate intermediate level. Good news for everyone who's been doing the class for a while. On Wednesdays now, starting tomorrow, I'll be teaching here and also, of course, on the in the library of these recorded sessions, an advanced level class. So if you're interested in sort of picking up where this one leaves off, you can do both classes or just pick whichever class suits your body every week. So anyway, so today, if you have a roller and want to use it, you can lay on your back. We are going to just do a little bit of a warm up because I figure many people might not have done their Pilates maybe as frequently as they would normally during the holidays. So if you're on the roller, that's fine. I'm going to do the arm series with you, but without the roller. Just to show it can be done either way. And you can lay down. If you're on the roller, be sure that your head is supported as well as your tail. And when you roll back, if you feel like you need, whether you're on the mat or on the roller, if you need a little extra padding under your head, please fold a towel and put it there. You want to end up with your forehead, even with your chin as you're laying down. And you'll start to open up as we do this. So knees will be bent. Feet are grounded about 4 inches apart, and we'll extend the arms out to the side in a T. Let the hands reach out and drape long. Stretch out through your fingertips individually. Try to feel that stretch across your chest. You probably will. And now as we inhale, we're going to embrace the air over us. So inhale, lift the arms, circle them up, hug the air above you. And then you exhale and you pull the arms open, nice and slow. Let the arms descend and reach long through your fingertips. Inhale. The whole body expands with the breath. You embrace the air above you, and then you exhale and you push it aside. As you move your arms out and down slowly, use the full exhale to bring the arms down on your mat. Lifting again, inhale here, reach up. You're hugging someone you love right above you, and then exhale and release. And one more time. As you hug the air above, feel how your shoulder blades widen. And your chest might narrow a little bit, but then as you pull the arms open, the chest will gradually expand open away from your sternum. Now we lift the arms up and just bring the arms straight up. The arms are parallel the width of your shoulders. Exhale and let your blades settle down. If they're around the roller, you'll hug the roller. In either case, as you inhale and lift the arms up, shrug your shoulders off whatever they're supported by, and then exhale, pull the shoulder blades down, settling down as the collarbones widen. Inhale, lift the arms. Shrug the shoulders up, and then exhale and melt them down again. One more like this. The arms rise, and then exhale and sink down through the blades. Now as you inhale, turn the palms forward, and exhale, glide the arms long and down at your side. Next, we inhale, double arm lower lift. The arms rise up in unison and parallel. Exhale, take the arms back by your ears, stretch, and then bring the arms forward, lengthening up and out, and then exhale, slide them down by your hips, reach here. Do that again. Now we want to watch that we don't extend the spine as the arms go back. So you may have to really engage your abdominal wall to prevent your back from arching here. Additionally, there's a little natural arch in the back as you lay on the surface anyway. And then bring the arms down. Remember, we want to feel weighted across our sacrum, across our hips, across our shoulders. Let's do one more of these. But then not find an additional arch in the back as the arms go back. That way you get to stretch your lats. Feel that in your back line. Bring the arms forward and exhale all the way down. From here, hands go to your shoulders. We pull the elbows into the waist and pick the elbows up. Exhale out wide, around and down, circling here. Lifting the arms and exhale and circle around. Going up and then exhale, circle. If you're on the roller, your elbows will go low before they lift up again. If you're on the mat, your arms will just slide along the surface of your mat. Complete that circle, reverse. So we go down, we go out wide, we circle around. We're warming up the shoulder joint here. And you can probably feel that every angle that your arms go into, you're opening and stretching different parts of your chest wall of your pecs. Let's do one last circle like this to complete. And then extend the arms long at your side, the palms are down. We lift the arms up and back, stretch back, circle the arms out wide, around and forward. And then we do it again. So the arms lift up and back, and then circle around, stretch through the air. Bring your arms at your side, lift up and back. Your gaze should be up. I'm turning my head to look at you, obviously. Everyone looks good. You're moving in unison. Let's do one more like this. Inhale, up and back, and then exhale, pull the belly deep. Think of pulling the navel down and in towards the ground. And reverse, palms up to circle out wide. Lift the arms as they go behind you, and then exhale and press them down in a perfect parallel. And then reach back. From the side, it should almost look like there's just one arm moving because they're matched in perfect synchronicity here. One more time. Yawn your body open and then close it with pressing the arms down. From here, we'll pull. If you're on the roller, slide on off and put it to the side. And we're all going to stretch the left leg forward and pull the right knee into your chest. Pull it in tight here to the body. If knees are an issue, you would hold your hand on your thigh so that the knee doesn't close as tightly. If your knee is fine, hold on to the shin. And then from here, after the stretch, you can release the knee a little bit. One hand or both hands on your knee and circle the leg here. Drag a circle with your thigh. Move the knee in a circle in the air so that you're massaging at the hip joint. Complete the circle, reverse it. Try to hold the pelvis steady against the movement of your leg. We're already starting to warm up the core, preventing it from rocking as we move the limb. Nice, and one last one. Pull that knee into your chest. Pull it to the right armpit. Left hip stays down. Your left hand can be on the hip crest. And then let's pull that right knee across to the left armpit. Try to keep the right hip down. So maybe you feel the stretch here more diagonally across the outer thigh into the sits bone area. And then we'll take that knee across the body, picking up the hip, waist, and ribs. You can press your left hand onto the top of the knee, onto the thigh bone. Extend the right arm out and look at the right hand. We've done a double spiral here, one at the end of the spine. Exhale, pull the hip down, pull the knee back into your chest. And then let's stretch the right leg forward next to the left one. Shake out both legs. It should feel very different, the right side versus the left. Maybe even your hip bone crest on the right is a little more angled sideways and not as vertical as the left one is right now. And now we'll pull the left leg in, try to still reach forward through the left sits bone, pull the knee in tight to your body. And then we can release it a little bit and we start stirring the leg. So you can circle the knee in the air to circle the thigh bone, the femur head on the joint surface. Try to hold your body steady, quiet here against the movement. And then reverse the circles. Do a few in the other direction. This will start to release your back. And of course, also releasing the hips is a great idea. Now that we're back in our regular routine, everyone's probably sitting a bit more. And then we pull the knee in again, take it to the left armpit, keep the right hip grounded, the right hand can be on the right hip bone here. Pull the stretch inner thigh and across the front of the pelvis. Pull the knee back to the center, and then across to your right armpit, keeping that left glute down on the mat. And then keep the knee across the body. Now the ribs can lift. You extend your left arm, you look at the fingertips, you stretch the arm away from your chest. Keeping that shoulder blade down should give you another chance to open the chest. And then we'll pull the hip down, pull the knee in, hug it in. And now let's pull both knees in and we'll rock forward and up for rolling like a ball. Not rolling like a ball, my mistake. It is one of the transitions, but we're actually going back into hundreds. So sit tall, hands to the back of your thighs. Chest is open, gaze is on the horizon. Now look down, curve the tail up. We start a pelvic tuck as you roll behind your sits bones onto your sacrum. Your hands can slide down your legs as you roll back to your hips, to your waist, to your ribs, to the base of the shoulder blade tips. Pull the knees in. And we're going to extend the arms forward to start pumping. Pumping the arms up and down. Inhale for 5 beats. Exhale for 5 more. Now here's where you have to make decisions, right? If it's too much for your low back, you would take the legs down. If it's not enough for the low abs, you would take the legs up or out or both. If it is too much for the neck, you can lay your head down, but then you have to lift the legs to keep it out of your back, right? So what you're looking for is you're looking for maximum work in your abdominals. Squeeze the legs together, keep reaching long through the fingertips, long through the legs. As you advance, the legs go down lower and lower and lower. But you just start where you need to start. If you feel like too much, pull the knees in, you choose. I can't watch you all in these little screens. I wish I could. But we're going to finish this up on your next exhale. And then from there, pull your knees into your chest, lay down, stretch your legs forward down the mat to roll up. Here, you would have the option of using a TheraBand around your feet. Let's lift the arms up if you're not holding the band. The arms go to the ceiling and your shoulder blades drop. You bring the arms back initially without overarching the rib cage. Bring the hands up, lift the head, neck, and shoulders. We're coming up, diving forward. Exhale and pull your body off the mat. Stretch forward to bend your torso over your legs. If your hamstrings are tight, you bend your knees and you go as low as you can. In any case, reach out through your fingertips, reach out through your head, your shoulders melt down behind you. Lengthen out through your heels, push them down into the mat, and we start to roll the spine back a little bit at a time. The arms lower makes it easier to control. The arms higher makes it more challenging. Stretch the arms back here, reach. Bring the arms up again, start to lift your head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale, pull over. You want that exhale before you pick up the ribs. The exhale helps you engage more muscles to help you lift more weight. Take a bow, dive forward, and then we lengthen out through the legs again, press them together. That'll help you find a little more work in your pelvic floor, in your transverse abdominal muscle to give you support on the way down. We're looking for smooth movement. You never want to fall. Like you never want to feel like your spine is moving in chunks, but instead it's lifting here as if it was a silk rope, and you pull it up, lifting from one end and then curving it around a form here, diving over the space beneath you, almost making a C curve like your body was a horseshoe resting on its side. And then we go down, lift it out through the legs, just slow it down wherever you want to accelerate. So you feel like you're imprinting your spine 1 inch from vertebra at a time. Joe Pilates was a big believer in working our spines in every possible way to make them more flexible and also stronger. And of course, what this does, I'm sure you can feel the abdominal wall is working incrementally to move you through each inch of space. Let's take it back one last time. The higher the arms are, the more load it is, the harder it is to slow down the movement and control it to the ground. And now from here, arms at your side, we're going to pull that right knee back into your chest for single leg circles. If you want to use a band around your foot, please do. In which, if you are, then your elbows would be down by your waist and your hands would be holding the band, one hand to each end. Otherwise, we're extending the up to the ceiling, top point in the foot. And if you need to bend the knee a little bit, if your hamstrings are tight, that's also fine. Eventually, you work for a straighter leg. We circle the leg across the body, keeping the right hip down. Reach the leg low, externally rotate to take it out to the side, and lift it up to the ceiling again. So you start with a short inhale, and then it's a long exhale all the way around. You exhale, 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 exhale to the top to feel the engagement in your abdominals. Reach long through your arms at your side, and you hold the pelvis steady. You're not letting it shift and rock on the mat because of the movement and weight of your leg. You keep lengthening out into your foot or into the band if you're using that. And we'll do one more. The leg rotates internally to cross over. It's neutral down by the other foot, and then externally rotate to take it out to the side, back to neutral at the top. Let's reverse. Externally rotate, the right leg reaches to the right. You circle it forward and down. The size of the circle depends on your ability to keep the body grounded and be stable here without rocking the pelvis, without rocking the person. If you're reaching out, you want to feel length, even as you're pulling back and down with whatever part of your body is on the ground. In Pilates, we call that opposition, where you're reaching out in one direction, pulling back in the other. It gives you more length, but it also gives you more strength. So here, the left side gets heavy, and then you move the right leg to the right, then the right side gets heavy, and then you drag the leg through the air like you're moving it through water, bring it up to the ceiling. It's perfect. We're going to switch the legs. One goes down, one goes up. You can switch the strap, adjust that now. The bottom leg is flexed, and the top leg soft point. We start the circles again. Inhale across the body. And exhale down, out to the side, and lift up. You're drawing a big circle in the air. You're also rotating the top of the leg, the femur head, on the surface of the joint. And you push out long. And feel how you have to work your core to keep your body stable and grounded here against the weight of your leg. It's almost like if you were a boat, you put ballast in the side opposite from where the leg is traveling. We do one last circle here, short inhale again, and a long, slow exhale. Bring the leg back up to the top. Perfect. And then you can fold that knee into your chest, hug it in. All right, I'm going to move back to center here. Now we actually get to do what I wanted to do earlier, rolling like a ball. So keep that left knee pulled in tight. Pull the right leg in, extend that up to the ceiling. Pull onto your left leg, and we rock forward and up. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders. Let the weight of your legs as well as your breath and your core pull you up to sit near the front third of your mat. Your knees will be bent. If this is new or if you haven't done it in a while, you may want to take your hands to the back of your thighs, elbows wide. Otherwise, hands to your shins is a little more advanced. Edges of the feet together, pick up your feet and rock back. You balance on your sacrum. You look at your abs, down at your navel. Inhale, we lift the tail to roll back to the shoulders. Tail goes in the air. And then exhale, come back to your balance point. The goal is not to touch the feet or not to touch the head. So as you roll back, it's an inhale to the blades, exhaling forward to your balance. Rocking back. Now, we do a lot of rolling exercises like this in Pilates. Joe Pilates felt they were important because, number one, you can see if you're rolling in a balanced way, right? If I'm working my right and left side equally, I roll on a straight line up and down the mat. If I'm not working in an organized and balanced way, then I'm going to be rolling off to one side like you steered the sled on a diagonal down the hill. Good. It also really helps you feel your spine and improve that deep breath because you need a deep exhale to lift. One more. From this position, we're going to roll back into our abs straight. We'll pull the right leg in. Right hand is at the ankle. Left hand is below the knee on the shin. As you roll back, extend your left leg forward. The higher the leg is, the easier, right? The lower it is, the little more load. Pull that right leg in and pull yourself up. Really use your arms. You're pushing down into that leg. You're pushing up with the shin into your hands and feel that firm up your arms and also your abs. Inhale, we switch the legs. Left hand to the ankle, right hand to the knee. And then switch again, right hand to the ankle. Always the outside hand goes to the ankle as you switch. And you make this an active press, both up and down, hand to shin, shin to hand, so that you're not falling back out of your upper ab curl, and so that you also feel that work in your arms and in your center. Let's do one more set. The right leg moves in tight. The left leg stretches long. You switch. And then we pull both legs in, lay your head down, lower your feet, and rock your head a little bit from side to side to release your neck. By the way, you can always change position. You can always go back to an easier variation. If you do lay your head down, though, and your legs are in the air, be sure you pull the legs in closer to center so there's not so much load for your low back. All right, double leg stretches next. We're taking one hand to each shin, lift the legs into tabletop. Pull yourself up to your upper ab curl, look into your abs. Now, as we inhale, the arms and legs lift to the ceiling. The arms are apart, the legs are together. You circle the arms wide as you exhale and fold the legs in, grab hold of your shins, keep that connection. And then we reach again. So straight up is where you start, circling around. As you advance the exercise, the legs move forward and the arms move back on diagonals, and then you embrace. The deal is you cannot take the arms so far back that you fall flat, because that is like not affecting, is not helping your upper abdominals. But instead, take the arms back to a place where you really feel the load, where you really feel the work of the abs, supporting the weight of the limbs moving away from center. And let's reach again. Stretch long through your fingers and toes. Circle and breathe. One more. Keep your gaze fixed on your navel. Do not look up, because that'll just put your neck in a worse position. Rest down, head is down. Pull the legs in tight. And let's circle the knees away from each other, towards each other, just for a little release in the back and give your neck and chin caught up if you haven't been doing a lot of upper ab curls during your vacation. And then let's reverse the circles of the knees. So you're really drawing figure eights with the knees in space. The next exercise in the ab series is called scissors. In this one, both legs reach for the ceiling, straight legs if you can, bent knees if your hamstrings are tight. It will naturally work that way for you. Let's take both hands up to the right calf. You can, straight arm. Lift your upper rib curl and push the left leg away. Now we're going to switch the legs. One goes up, one goes down. You're looking down your midline at your navel the whole time. If your knees are bent at the top, be sure you straighten them as they lower. And only soften the knee as much as you need to. Try to pull the leg back and get a nice stretch in the hamstring. The legs also should be moving straight out of the hip socket and not winging out to the side. If they move out to the side, that's because you have a little too much tightness in the outer hip, particularly like the IT band. We're going to end with the left leg up and bring the right leg up to meet it. Both hands behind the head. Pull the skull up, look down and in at your abs again. Double leg lower lift, make this small. Both legs reach away a little bit. You're going to feel an increased load in the upper and the lower abdominals as they work to support you, and then bring the legs up. Bend the knees again if your hamstrings are tight. And you push the legs away. Elbows can come forward and down a little bit, and you exhale and draw the legs up. Be very careful here, right? Eventually you can go bigger than this, but to start, it's better to only move 1 inch and have your back be safe and your abs working hard than to take it out of where you can have control of it through your strength of your abdominal muscles. So you push it away and exhale and lift. Let's do one more. And pull that in, pull the knees in, pull them tight, rocking side to side. So your abs work to help keep the grounded and stable here. The actual work of supporting the legs comes from a deep muscle, your psoas, that comes in and connects right to the low back into your spine. So that's one reason why when we do a 2-leg lower lift, we have to be very careful of the range you choose every time, because you don't want that muscle which attaches to your vertebra and to your disc to get overworked. It needs to be worked thoroughly, but not to a place where you can't support the movement you're trying to do. All right, so we're actually going to roll forward and up now and do a roll back here with a twist. So we're going to come up, hands to your legs, come up to sitting. And let's start actually with bent knees, sitting upright. Again, if you wanted to do this with a TheraBand, you could have the band around your feet. And what we're doing first is we're just going to rotate towards the screen. And so I'm pulling back the elbow on that side, the other arm is extended like I'm drawing a bow, right? And then you roll down on the side of your spine, like it's a little 2 inches to the side, go down just to the tip of the shoulder blades, and then lift, dig your heels into the ground, pull yourself up, exhaling here. And then we'll twist in the other direction. So we're going down, your spine is rotated, your heels are grounded. Now, if you feel like your heels are lifting as you try to come up, there's a couple things you could do. One, you could take your hands to your legs and help you with that. You could also use the TheraBand to assist, or you could even straighten the legs out further. And that would give you a little more load away from center. This will be harder for the guys in the class because you typically have more weight in your chest. Just has to do with how we're all built differently. And then let's spiral away from the screen to go down again. You can start with an inhale to go down, exhale to continue down to the place where you want to stop, and then lift and pull it up, coming up with that twist. Hopefully you're feeling those oblique abdominals. I'd like them to be like a little active here. They don't scream at you, but they should be talking to you for sure. Do your opposite hip and heel into the floor as you come up. Exhale through the hard part of the movement. And then we sit tall. You want your best posture at center, and then we're rotating to go down on the other side. And again, this would be much easier with the TheraBand around your feet, because then you could also pull with your arms to help you lift. And all that's good. We're doing one more time, going down, twisting towards the screen, the body on a diagonal, but the spine is still on the midline of the mat. Exhale, pull yourself up. Your body's still centered onto the mat. Lift, and one last time, twisting away, going down here. Roll back to the shoulder blade tip, lift to come up, exhale, into the ground. You come upright to center. It's good. Now we will sit with the legs open for spine stretch. If you are tight in the hips, if you're tight in the hamstrings, you'll want to elevate yourself up on a book, on a yoga block, on a cushion of some kind. It'll be easier on your hips, and it also, most importantly, will be easier on the low back so that you're able to move without feeling strained. Feet flexed eventually. If right now you need to point, that's a modification that makes it a little easier. We'll extend the arms forward, chest is wide, let the shoulders fall down behind your back. Push lightly down with the arms like you're standing at the inside a swimming pool with your hands on the edge. Push lightly down and feel your heart rise up. Now we look down, dipping the chin to the chest and bring the head and the neck forward. Then continue through the rest of the spine. The head goes out in a curve, out and down, between your knees, out between your ankles. That's where you're aiming, even if you don't get there. Then you'll feel this nice stretch in the back of your legs and in your low back. You can soften the knees, you can bend them as you need to. So feel the stretch in the hamstrings. Push down, and then you lift, low back lifts you, mid back lifts you, upper back lifts you, neck, and then the head is looking straight ahead, look out at the horizon with soft eyes. Look down, you exhale all the way over and down. Curve your body here. If you're peeling your back off of a wall, almost like zipping it, go all the way down, get a stretch in the back of your legs. Now, notice that the arms aren't pulling so far forward that my shoulders hunch up by my ears. You want to keep the shoulders back a little bit. So even though the arms are reaching forward, the blades are still heavy on your back. The chest is still wide. And we lift up tall, and we're doing one more. Start to look down as you exhale, and then move through your spine to the bottom. Curve your back. Take your belly back into the spinal curve wherever it might feel a little stiff, a little flat, a little stuck. And then we press through the legs as we rise, lifting up. Come all the way up here to sit tall. Good. So we've just done what's considered the basic 5 and the ab series with a little variations thrown in depending on what I thought you all might need. So from here, let's go into the side kicks. So I'm going to have you lay on the side facing the screen. The option here is to either press on your elbow and you have your other hand pressed down flat in front of your chest. If you need extra padding under your bottom hip bone, you can add a towel there. If this is not comfortable for your neck, it is possible to extend the arm out, lay your head down, but then you might also need a towel here between your arm and your head. You want your neck to feel comfortable and not be like draped down and straining. The other thing to remember in this position is you want to look straight ahead and not look at your legs. You can look once or twice, but really you want to keep your head back in line with the rest of your spine. So the legs are forward, maybe 30 degrees from the line of your spine here. You lengthen out through the top leg, try to match up your heel and match up the big toe ball of your foot. If you do that, you'll probably feel your waist lift a little off the ground. Pull in with your bottom elbow, push down through your top hand, lift the leg up hip height. There's a whole series of these. We're just going to go through some of them. Flexing the foot, we're going to swing the leg forward, reach out through the tail and the sits bone, and you pulse the leg 1, 2, 3. Point the foot first, then sweep the leg long in an arc back behind you. Hold your body still, and you reach back and you pulse 3 times again. Now the bottom leg has to push into the ground to help you stabilize. 3 pulses, and then flex the foot before you move it forward. That gives you maybe a stretch in the calf, definitely as you move forward, a stretch in the hamstring. And you pulse again to get a little more stretch. Then point the foot, and we take the leg back. Now we're trying to really use our core and not lean our chest or our head forward, but lengthen out through that back leg to open the hip and do the pulse using your glute to move the leg back and release, back and release, back and release. One more, flexing forward. Triple pulse here. Point the foot, exhale. Now it's really common for us to have tight hips and for the body to want to lean forward here. Don't do it. Keep your body in that original line that you established, and that way you'll feel the stretch across the hip. More important than a big movement is working it correctly. Come back to center and lower the leg down. Next from here, we're taking the top leg up, hip height only. We're going to work from the socket, which is in the hip crease, about 2 to 3 inches from the pubic symphysis, the center of the pubic bones. And maybe take your index finger there in the crease, point in, and then we circle the leg internally and externally from that point. We will want to feel it here in the glute medius, upper outer hip. As you rotate the leg in and then out, the knee turns down, the knee turns up because of the rotation of the femur of the thigh bone. Hold the external rotation, knee and toes up, and then lower the leg down. Hand goes back to the ground, push in to connect. Point the foot, we lift the leg up, flex the foot, and we pull heel to heel. Point the foot, lift it, flex and push it down. As you're moving through water, you have to push the water aside, whether you're going up or going down. Now reverse the foot, flex and we lift, point the foot and we stretch out. Flexing the foot, that means the toes are curled in towards the shin, and then you point your leg across the foot and the ankle. One more, flex, rise, point and stretch it down. Développé, you bend the knee, you point the knee up to the ceiling as you slide the toes in along the bottom leg. Pull the knee in towards your shoulder, lift the leg up, flex the foot, and then reach out heel to heel, kiss them down. Point the foot and glide it in. Knee lifts, extend the leg, flex the foot, and push it away. Try not to round your back when you do this, right? Because there might be a tendency to take the leg up higher by curving the waist back. Again, try to hold your line. Now reverse. Straight leg, flex foot. It rises up. You point the foot, you bend the knee in. Toes touch the upper thigh, and then you slide the leg all the way down. Lengthen out, flex the foot, the heel to the heel. Lift again. Point, bend. Toe to the leg, wherever it reaches. Slide it down. You want to really connect and feel like you're lengthening both legs with that reach. Lift one more time. Point, bend. And then exhale, pull the belly tight. As you stretch the leg long, pull your head away from your foot. Now we lift the leg up hip height, and we're doing small circles the size of an orange, circling 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 5, 6, 7, 8, then reverse for another 8. Try to make that circle as perfect as you can. And again, that movement of your leg should not be shaking your body. You want to hold your body still as you work just that leg in space. Lower the leg down. And now big circles, we're now warmed up for this. So the bottom leg pushes down, the arm is strong. We're going to take that top leg forward, rotate it externally up, reach it out and back behind you, and pull the leg back in over the other one. So you draw the biggest circle you can without leaning your chest forward when the leg goes back, or leaning the chest back when the leg moves forward. Hold your body still here. That means that your circles might be smaller initially, but you're still reaching through the leg and you're stabilizing your body. Let's reverse. Take the leg back, open the hip, rotate externally, lift the leg, pull it forward and around, leg over legs, reach it back, circle again, up, around, forward, and down. One more time like this. And back to center. All right, perfect. So there's more of these, but I think that'll do for right now, particularly while you're still trying to get strength into this upper outer hip. So go ahead and lay on your stomach for what's called grasshopper. With grasshopper, you have two options. You can fill out the hands and rest your forehead on your hands, or you can rest your forehead on the mat and take your hands palms up. So you wrap your fingers around the hip bone crest. So the thumb is above and the other finger is below. This is good if your back feels tight because you can curl the tail down. I'm going to choose the first version. And we're taking the legs and turn out, externally rotate them, heels in, toes out. Pick up your right leg and press your right hip bone into the floor, into the mat, and lower the right leg down. Now the left. So you try to hold the pelvis grounded against the lift of the leg and any tightness you have in the hip joint. So we press heavy through the pelvis like it's filled with sand, anchors you down, and lower the right leg. Now we do one more for the left. And then stretch out through the leg and then exhale to lower. Now for the grasshopper itself, we lift both legs and we open and close the thighs, clapping the heels together and apart. A little quick, small movement. You want to feel this in your glutes, in your hamstrings. Keep pressing the tail down. Try to lengthen your back against the weight of your legs, lifting. If this is too much, you can always go back to the initial one-legged lift and lower it until you build strength there. And then we lower the legs down. Take your hands by your side, pull yourself up and sit back in a child's pose. Bring your butt back by your heels, hang your head down. Legs together gives you more rounding in your back, more stretch there. Knees open will give you more hip release. And then we stack the spine up, bottom to top. We're going for the other side. So you'll stretch yourself out, still facing the screen. You want to think of being in a straight line from your elbow to your shoulder to your hip to your tailbone, and then slide the legs forward maybe 30 degrees or so. Now, this is my cat Julie. And we're going to begin by picking the top leg up, hip height, flex the foot, and then you'll take the leg forward, pulse here, your bottom hand presses into your head, you point the foot, you take the leg back, and you stretch back and do a double pulse like so. Flex the foot, drive the leg forward, reach back through the sits bone, get the stretch in the back of your leg. Point the foot, exhale, and take it back, reach it behind you. And we go again, flex to bring it forward, double pulse. Point, take it back, hold your body balanced on your sideline. And again, flex to come forward. Reach out through your heel. And then take it back and reach. There we go. Come back to center and we lower the leg. You're going to pick up the top leg, reach out through it, self point. And here we rotate that leg, internal rotation, external rotation. You could take your hand in at the hip socket again, right at the crease, 2 inches from the center of the pelvis. And think of reaching in about 2 inches to find that femur head rolling here on the joint. If you really work from here, you won't feel your body rock forward or back. You can keep your back right against a wall as you did this. Externally rotate lower heel to heel. And now we're going to point the foot and kick the leg up, lift it high, flex the foot and bring it out low, heel kisses heel. Point to go up and flex to go down. Point to lift and flex to lower. Now reverse the foot, flexing up, point and stretching it out. Flex and you lift, point and press it down. Now again, flex high and point long. One more, flex to lift, point to stretch it out. Now, développé, we bend the knee, we slide the knee up to the ceiling, the foot goes along the leg, pull the knee to the shoulder, lift the leg up, flex the foot, straight leg out and down. Point the foot at the end and you slide it in along your bottom leg, knee to the shoulder, lift the foot, flex, out you go and down. And then point, slide in. Extra points if you avoid the cat, the moving target. And now reverse, flex and we lift it high, point the foot, bend the knee, stretch the leg out and down, reach long, flex the foot and you lift again. Point the foot, bend, and then lower it all the way out and down, lift up, point, bend. She did just ruin my alignment a little bit. Then let's take the leg long, pick up the foot, soft point, and we do small circles here, circling around. You're drawing a circle the size of an orange in the air. Going for 8 small circles here. Feel a nice lift and energy streaming out of the center of the sole of the foot. Reverse the circles. Hips are still stacked. You want to watch that you don't fall back a little bit with your top hip, and also that you don't tip your chin down to look at your foot. Lower the leg, rest for a second, double check that your hips are still stacked. And now the hand goes back into the ground, press into it, and then we'll start by picking up the leg, rond de jambe, big circles. Circle the leg, bring the leg forward, rotate externally, taking it up, back, reach it away. You can pull into your bottom armpit, right, with that elbow on the ground to try to get a little bit more work into the sideline of your body that's on the mat. Let's go again. You'll really feel your core work to prevent you from tipping. Let's do one final one in this direction. And now reverse. Take the leg back, rotate externally, pull the leg up, forward and around. And we go again. Reach here, circle around. And just one last one. That's good. Great. So from here, we're coming up to sitting. And let's practice just a little bit of the teaser preparation here. This is pretty advanced, so you want to be careful. We're going to hold onto the thighs and then rock back, curl your tail up, and balance on your sacrum. So you'll bring your feet up to a place where you can balance. Now, for most women, the toes are up at about eye level. For most guys, the feet are a little bit lower. I don't know what it is for cats. They do what they want, right? So now from here, you press your legs out into your hands and you pull your hands into your legs so you feel more connected here to your core. What we're going to do is we're going to curl the tail up and start to roll down on the sacrum and push the knees away a little bit. And then pull your legs in as you pull your chest to them, coming up and in. So you should feel a lot of work in your abs, and I don't want you to feel anything in your back. Your back should definitely not be arching like this as the legs go forward, right? Try to keep a rounded scoop in your spine. So again, we lift the tail. You start to roll behind you on your sacrum. Your legs reach out as a counter force, as a counterweight, and then you pull the legs in as you come on up. Only do a range that feels right for your back. Yeah. And eventually, when you do this, you'll get to the point where you can go down, and when your tip of your blades touch, your heels are to the ground, and then you lay yourself all the way out. And then you come up, lift head, neck, and shoulders, scoop the legs up, and you might need to pull your knees in, or you might do it with straight legs to come up where you started. But everyone can pretty much do just a small movement, right? Where you can roll back a little bit and push your legs away, and then pull in. Easier with your hands to your legs, more difficult with the arms extended, right? So you could go out and then lift to pull it back. Just one more, whichever version you want to do. Look at your abs. Be sure that your back feels safe, that the weight of the legs is a challenge for the front of your body, for your abs, and not overwhelming for the back of your body, for your spine. Okay, now from here, let's just flip over onto our stomachs and do a little swan. So as you lay on your stomach, you bring your hands back by the armpit, the legs stretch out, the legs apart is a little easier on your back. Your head floats off of the ground. Do not press your forehead into the floor here. And now we're going to start. We pull back with the elbows. We pull back with the heel of the hand. Feel that your body wants to lengthen. You lift the chest coming up. And then release yourself down. Your gaze goes to the horizon and then down forward on the mat. And again, before you're not just pushing straight up like this, right? You don't want to make it all about your arms because then you crank into your back. What you want to do is pull back with the arms and pull forward with the chest and then bring the gaze up, scooping the chest here, pulling the blades down and together, and then release it down a little bit at a time so you feel your back work. Even though the arms are assisting a lot, right? We're trying to get that strength into the back. One more, forward with the chest and up. Your front of the body expands and lengthens. The tauter the abdominal wall is, the more the low back is safe. Come back down and one more child's pose. Curve your spine, hang your head down. And then we stack the spine from the bottom to the top. We're going to end today with seal, which is another rolling exercise, like the rolling like a ball we did earlier. So start sitting near the front third of your mat. Knees are open, edges of the feet together. Take your hands between your legs, wrap them around your ankles, and then we rock back to your balance point on your sacrum. Arms are pressing into the legs are pressing into the arms. The belly is scooped. Look down, open and close the legs, clap 3 times. 1, 2, 3. We roll back, head stays off the ground. Look at your abs to make sure that happens. Go up, clap 1, 2, 3. Come back up, and you clap again, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to roll back, try to balance on your shoulders. You can clap anywhere from 1 to 3 times while you're getting into this exercise. It's a useful idea to think when you go back to lift your tail so that you have a moment of suspension so that you can clap when you're not necessarily just moving through the roll. And occasionally you overbalance, your head hits the ground, but you're really trying to avoid that. We don't want to put pressure on the neck here. And last one. And forward to lower your feet down And my darlings were good for today. So I hope you enjoyed my guest teacher, Jolie. I'm sure she'll be back for some other classes too, but I hope you will as well. So everyone have a really good day. Thank you for coming. If you can come